Today we're going to talk about the 6 considerations when selecting your blankets for newborn photography. If we haven't met, I'm Lisa from Milk and Honey Photography and the Milky Way. So I want to talk today a little bit about blanket selection. Now I know when you're getting started with newborn photography, you get super overwhelmed because I know I did. And I looked at all the blankets. I'd go to my local winter store, kind of like Ross, I think, in the US, and the blankets, all the blankets. So I want to give you my tips on when you're selecting blankets, what to be looking for. What I look for first is color. I want to see what the color is. I want to see if it's going to go with things that I already have, because I always try to purchase with intention to make things in a session match. So I think that color is really a key thing that you need to look for. And if it's going to be representative of the style that you like. For me, I don't use a whole lot of color in my work, so really colorful blankets isn't something that I purchase a lot of. I'm into more of neutrals, but if you love color, just make sure that you're kind of keeping things in the same color scheme if you want to plan your session that way. The next thing is stretch, because we don't want blanket wrinkles. I don't know about you, but editing out blanket wrinkles drives me crazy. So I always look for stretch, so I'm able to stretch it across my backdrop stand to make sure that I can get the wrinkles out. The next is washability. Let me tell you, I have purchased many blankets that are dry clean only, and when we're dealing with tiny little people that may, do the business on your blankets, it's not the funnest to take to the dry cleaner. It becomes expensive. So even if you really love that blanket, you may just want to look at the washability factor and if that's going to be something in your budget to be able to do. Next thing is texture. Texture is really important, and I just want to show a few different textures I've got here. I love texture in my work, and I think it's so important. So you can choose blankets like this one, which doesn't have a lot of texture. It's pretty smooth. Or there's ones with a little bit more texture, such as this one. Now, what I do find with really fluffy and fuzzy blankets is you get kind of fuzzy bits on the baby, which can be a huge pain to also edit out. So just be really mindful of that when you are shopping for your blankets, that if it's going to be, losing fuzz. The next is shine. Shine is really something I didn't consider in the beginning, and I ended up purchasing a lot of blankets that did have a bit of shimmer to them. This can be kind of tricky when you're editing too, so always kind of make sure that you look for something that kind of has a bit more matte look to it. The next is leading lines. Now I purposely pulled out this blanket because when you're using it, you want to be just mindful of the leading lines and how they are, because a lot of the times if you put it on crooked, it's gonna be a really odd image. So I personally, I don't use this blanket very much. I've kind of only ever used it like this. But that's not to say I could use it like this. It's just a little trickier to have, an image that is straight on the horizon when you have a blanket with lines. So it's not just the blankets that have the lines, it's also the blankets that have the ribbing. So just make sure that you're paying attention to that too. If you like this video, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss one of these great tutorials to help you improve your newborn photography. I'm going to use that voice.
Is that what I sound like too? Oh my god, I sound like Grover. Didn't know it.